Hey guys, and welcome back to Free Plugin Friday, where we look at free plugins you can use in your productions. Now, we took a little bit of another hiatus. I was away in two different places. I was in Thailand and I was in Bali on two separate trips and worked in between and just never got the chance to get some stuff together. But we are back and there's a bunch of plugins I kind of want to look at before I start uni next week as of recording this. So I hopefully can get some more videos out before I get swamped with my masters. But today we are looking at a variety of sound plugin because you know I am a fan. I've been a fan for a long time. And we're looking at a plugin that used to be my go-to EQ for flavor long time ago before I got any paid plugins. And that is the Boot EQ. Now this has been updated with compression in the drive circuit. I think there's a change to the saturation from the old model. There is now oversampling and a bunch of other things as it was brought to 64-bit. We're not going to compare it to the old one because I do not run 32-bit anymore. Most people don't, even professional studios with old gear have kind of phased out 32-bit OSs just because they're not that viable anymore. So we are going to be running this new 64-bit, which all of you on Windows can get. I did notice there were a few comments in my last variety of sound video saying, you know, it wasn't for Mac. And as far as I know, maybe it doesn't work on Mac. I am a Windows user, so I'm not exactly sure if there's some workaround to install it. But as with a lot of free plugins, they are VST only, I believe, and Windows only. They may change that. I don't know, maybe variety of sound can code for Mac or not. I don't know. I think it is a whole different thing, especially with ARM and M2 and all that stuff. Anyway, so it is a fairly simple looking EQ. You've got a high frequency with a Q. You have a high mid frequency with a frequency control and a Q switch. Mid frequency with a frequency control and Q. I'm not sure. This Q might just be for the mid frequency. We'll check that out. And then you have a low frequency, which is a high pass filter, I believe, or a normal parametric EQ. Check that out because you think it'd be a shelf, but that is a picture of a high pass filter. Then you have the saturation transformery section. So we have a VU meter, which shows the amount of drive. You have gain compensated drive, which is great. You have gain reduction, shows how much gain is reducing with the drive control. You can turn the tube on and off. You got a vintage and modern mode. And this low frequency control, I believe, is kind of like tape low frequency bump. It's meant to emulate that kind of thing, I believe so. And of course, an output control, and you can turn this section on and off. So I'm working on this new kind of song. It's very much in the just writing at the moment, but it has a bit of real drums, as in sampled drums, but they're meant to sound like a real kit, as well as some more kind of electronic drums, a few other elements. So I thought we'd use this just to take a look at it. So first off, I'm going to put on these kind of electronic drums and go through some of the controls, see what it can do. I think this is good because this has got some really low-end stuff in the 808 style kick, but then it's got some really high shakers and stuff. So you really hear different frequencies there. So let's play this. Okay, let's turn it on. Okay, we'll switch the EQ off. We've got this switched off, I believe. The drive affects the VU, but with this section off, it's not doing anything. So what we're going to do is have a look at the EQ first, then we'll look at this stateful saturation circuit. So let's start with the low end. So that is operating there. So let's boost it up to here and go through the frequencies. Hopefully we don't clip. Already that's a nice kind of shape I can hear there. Very useful if I want that really deep kind of subby thing, or if I want to cut some of this. I already like it. That's cool. Let's have a look to see if this is a high pass. Yeah, it is. So that's cool. You can use this as a high pass. It would be cool to have a version of this plugin with a separate high pass, but or two low frequency controls, so you could do Pultec stuff. But anyway, okay, let's have a look at the mids. Let's boost it and sweep. So it goes all the way down to the bass frequencies. Again, kind of smooth. Let's have a look at the cut. Nothing about this sounds bad to me. Very usable. Okay, let's have a look at the narrow Q. We're going to boost again so we can hear the difference. Wide Q. Narrow Q, it's not that much more narrow. Let's put up in frequency maybe. It's not too resonant, which is nice. Be good for cutting some of this stuff. With a bit of a bass boost. That's nice, okay. So let's reset that. So double clicking does not reset it as normal. I'm just going to try it. It's control clicking. That is something that really seems to depend on manufacturer of plugins. Sometimes double click is 0, sometimes control click. I like it when they have both, because sometimes my left hand, whatever, I don't want to hit the keyboard for whatever reason. Maybe I'm dialing in volume or something and be able to use the mouse. But anyway, that's a small complaint. Let's look at the high mid frequency. That's really nice. I do wish we could change the Q, but very usable. Okay, let's look at the high frequency. And let's see what this Q control does. Okay, that's sharper. This way it seems to be boosting around a certain cutoff frequency more. Like it goes up and then shells. This is a lot smoother. And this seems to be in the middle. Very usable. So if you want it sweeter, you can put it over here. Add a little bit of this. Take out some of this. Add some of this. Adjust the output. See now the output section only works with this section on. So let's go into this section. So we're going to turn the EQ off for now and just look at the drive, and then we'll add the EQ back in and see what happens. Turn the tube off and put it on modern. See if we can hear any difference. Okay, let's drive it up. Okay, now it's really compressing. Okay, that's really compressing there. It'd be cool if we had a different control for that, but still. It's not too bad. I mean, obviously that's over the top for this, but I can see where a little touch of compression would be nice. Okay, let's turn on the tube. Now, it'd be nice to be able to drive the tube without driving the compressor, but I assume they're linked for some reason. Let's really drive it and hear what the tube's doing. Let's dial it back a bit. What about vintage mode? Drive it again. See, I'm hearing more of the compression than I can hear of anything else. I'm just going to turn this down a bit. I think we might be clipping. Yeah, so I mean, I can hear what the tube's doing, but the vintage and modern, we're gonna check that out on bass and stuff, and let's see. Anyway, so let's keep the tube on here and listen to this low frequency. Ooh, that's tubby, very tubby. I'm going to swing my microphone gain back a bit because I do think it is clipping a little bit, maybe. Are we clipping? Yeah, we are. That should be a little bit better. I hope my voice hasn't been too clippy. Anyway, let's get back to it. That's cool. So let's turn the EQ back on. Find where some of that tubbiness is. Take that out. That's what we had before. Super scooped and punchy. Now, that's not what I want for this actual track. In context, this section, this is going to be really lo-fi. So I'm just going to see if we can get it to be a much more lo-fi by doing the complete opposite. Let's high pass it here. I don't think this control makes any difference with the high pass. That's what we had before. Now I've gone lo-fi. And then I'm just going to add these sounds. This is basically a verse. There's only scratch vocals, so I'm not going to hurt you with the vocals, but it's going to have this kind of bit. And then the beat gets a little bit more interesting up here. So I want to see what we can do on these strings, from augmented strings. Let's add another Boot EQ there. I'm just going to match it up to this one. High pass the shit out of it. There's before, there's after. Just letting it sit out the way a little bit. Okay, I'm just gonna make sure the my awful vocals are off, and then it comes in with some sub bass. But we're gonna add Boot EQ to the cool bass in a minute. So that's kind of cool. If I just bypass both the Boot EQs. Okay, the drum's too loud, but just sitting a bit better there because we've created a kind of lo-fi thing. And the reason is because that is the verse that goes into a chorus here. I'm just going to loop it, and this is the chorus. Again, no vocals, but you get the idea. So I want to see what they do on guitars, so I'm going to get a group channel for the guitars, call it guitars. So, let's high pass them a little bit. Might take the reverb off. I'm just going to put the noise gate on a bit harder. Better. Just so we can compress them a bit and get something out of it. Make them a bit nastier. Give it a bit more cut. And some of this kind of tubey low end or whatever it is. It's tapey low end. Okay, bypass. Too much kind of low shit going on. Better. With the drums and bass. Bypass. Okay, so let's work on that bass. I'm gonna keep the guitars in while we do this. I just want to move some of this here. Give it a little bit of this. Okay, let's just turn off the guitars and the drums. This is solo, just so you can hear it. I don't want to really mix it in solo, but you can hear it. There's some cymbals going on. So I just want a little bit more clarity in this low mids. And then a bit more anger, because this is the chorus. And this is where I wish there kind of wasn't compression tied to this tube, because I kind of want to drive that a bit more. Add some of this low frequency thing here. There we go, there's some attitude. Okay, this sounds really kind of nice. It's kind of friendly bass. Now we're getting angry. So let's put it all back on. Again, bypass. probably a bit loud. Bypass again. Maybe the drums could do with something too. I just wanna, let's have a listen to it on just some drums. That's the last thing we do. Turn this section off. Okay, all three of them together, guitars, drums, and where are the guitars, drums, and a bass. Just to hear what we did. I mean, it's probably really over the top. Bypass. Three of them bypass. Okay, so that's Boot EQ. Of course, you could use it on other things, but I think with its kind of compression and tube stuff, it's really cool on stuff you want to make a little bit more aggressive, a little bit fatter. I really liked it on bass. I think that is something that I really, really liked it on. It was easy to get the bass, just have more attitude and feel like I was playing with more energy. Again, this is a demo. I just kind of like played the notes not very well in time, but like it fit it together and kind of just brought out the aggression that it kind of needed in the bass. So for a free plugin, for a really old free plugin that's just had a new update, it is still really cool. Like I said, to be able to drive the kind of saturation separate from the compressor would be cool. The only other thing is, at least for me, it's a bit small. It's fine if I want to have 3 up here and treat it like a channel strip, but to have it resizable just so I can, you know, when it's getting late, like it's nearly 2 a.m. here when I'm recording this video, I can stretch it out when I'm getting a bit tired and kind of, I don't have to kind of look really close at what I'm doing. So that's my only thing, but heaps and heaps of professional plugins don't have decent resizing. So I'm not going to hate on Variety of Sound for just that. So links below. Again, I think it's only Windows. I'll put in the description whether it is or not. Go check it out. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I am going to try and make a bit of a comeback, even though I'm going into my last semester at uni, because I've kind of let the channel down a little bit with uploads, and it'd be nice to really start getting some more videos out. And there's a few plugins that I've got a few like test licenses to that I really want to show you guys. So subscribe for more, and I will see you next time.